everyone, welcome back to Biophilia, your all-time study mate. Today we are going to continue with the chapter with its fourth part about animal husbandry. If you like our videos and if you get any help to understand the concepts and the chapters, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our amazing channel Biophilia. So, after understanding all the aspects regarding the strategies that could improve plant breeding, or you can say plant products, a plant products बढ़ा के is not going to develop the entire food production. Food production में plant products के साथ साथ animal products भी आते हैं. So, to improvise or to strategize the animal products, we need to understand the basics about animals. So animals को जो पालना पोसना होता है, all that comes under a scientific process that is called as animal husbandry. So animal husbandry को कैसे define करोगे? It will be defined as it is an agricultural practice in which you are going to breed as well as raise the livestock. अब livestock क्या होता है? Livestock in short you can understand all the domesticated animals. जो भी एनिमल्स को आप अपने यूज के लिए पालते हो इन मे बी योर फार्म और एट योर प्लेस, all those are going to come under livestock. So all the domesticated animals which are going to be raised for your use, यानी personal use के लिए हो सकता है, या you are going to sell the products for your profit, all those are going to be called as livestock. So livestock को ब्रीडिंग करना यानी उनकी पॉपुलेशन को बढ़ाना या फिर जो पॉपुलेशन है आपके पास उसी को अच्छे से पालना is going to be nothing but called as animal husbandry. So generally, in short, you can say that animal husbandry is going to deal with the caring and breeding of the livestock. और generally livestock में animal husbandry में generally कौन से animals को पालते हैं? Generally you go for buffaloes, you have cows and pigs, horses, sheep, camels, goats, poultry and as well as fishery can also be considered into animal husbandry. So it is very obvious कि buffalo और cow generally milk के लिए पाले जाते हैं. Pig is going to be available for meat. Horses are going to be for various purposes. हो सकता है कि आप उसे डिफेंस में पालो या for your transportation purposes you can have horses. You can have sheep for wool, camels for milk as well as transportation. Goats can be for milk, poultry for meat as well as eggs, and fisheries you are going to have various fish products. So all ये सारे जो चीज़ें हैं कहीं ना कहीं से you are going to get some or the other benefit if you are going to take care and breed the particular livestock. So now let's understand about them in detail. So animal husbandry जो एक agricultural practice है, it is estimated that more than 70% of the world livestock population यानी जितने भी animals हमने अभी discuss किए थे उनकी population को अगर measure किया जाए then more than 70% of the population is going to be present in India and China. So India और China का more than 70% contribution है, but if you contribute for the world farm produce यानी जितना livestock population है उसमें से कितना produce आ रहा है, how many products are you getting, then it is only going to be 25%. So आपके पास बहुत ज़्यादा animals है, you are having many animals and many animals in return are going to give you less products. So in a way अगर आप एक नज़रिए से देखो that you are going to keep animals for what reason? For the production. अगर उनकी productivity कम है then that means there is some problem in the livestock that you are raising. So with that you understand with this numbers कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा population है but that population is not contributing for the productivity. So with that you can understand a very important term that is productivity is low. अगर productivity low है, now it's our responsibility to strategize so that we can increase the productivity regarding the animal husbandry. So from where did the husbandry word come? So it is just a little topic that is going to be deviated, but still we need to understand that. So the term husbandry is going to come from the word that is husband. So husband is considered to be a person who takes care. So जो animals की रखवाली करता है, with that relation it has been termed as animal husbandry. Then what do you understand by livestock management? Livestock management is going to be a study so that you can have proper utilization of the economically important domestic animals. So economically domesticated animals कौन से हो सकते हैं? You can have cows, as they are going to give you much of the milk and milk products. So these are going to give you economics, right? So ऐसे सारे domestic animals जिनसे आपको economic हेल्प हो सकती है, उनको अच्छे से यूटिलाइज करना, टू हैव देयर कंप्लीट यूटिलाइजेशन, उनके कंप्लीट टू हैव देयर एंटायर प्रोडक्टिविटी, द फुल स्केल प्रोडक्टिविटी, उसके लिए कैसे टेक्निक्स यूज़ करने चाहिए, कौन सी ब्रीड्स होनी चाहिए, ऑल दैट इज गोइंग टू बी स्टडीड अंडर द लाइफ स्टॉक मैनेजमेंट. So that was a little thing which comes under animal husbandry as well. So one more important point, that is one of the earliest animals to be domesticated, that was by humans, and it was dog. So as people love dogs, so you might know that it is going to be the earliest animals to be domesticated. Now coming to the next topic, that is about dairy farm management. अब dairy farm management क्या होता है? जैसे हमने अभी देखा था the animals that are going to be raised under the animal husbandry, उसमें आते हैं the milk giving animals. So milk giving animals में generally cows and buffaloes are the most likely animals to be there for the dairy farms. So dairy farm को manage करना, यानी उनके animals को manage करना, to have the equipments managed so that you can have profit out of that, all that is going to come under the dairy farm management. So what do you understand by the term dairying? Dairying is going to be a management of animals for which they are going to be giving you milk, and from milk you will be providing various milk products which are going to be provided for the human consumption. So what are the animals that you are going to expect in a dairy farm? अगर आपने dairy farm में कभी visit किया होगा, so what animals can you expect to be staying at that place? So it is very obvious, dairy farm है, so milk आना ज़रूरी है. So majorly you are going to have the milch animals. What are you going to have? You are going to have milch animals. That means those animals who are going to provide you milk. So milk giving animals में generally you have buffaloes and cows, which are going to be the major ones, जहाँ पे हर जगह मिलेंगे, very common, and even goats and sheep can be used for production of milk. So milk producing animals are very well known to you, that it will be present at the dairy farm. Other two animals which are also found, that is dogs and cats. अब dogs को क्यों रखते हैं? Because when you are going to take your milch animals for grazing, तो open pastures पे जब आप उन्हें छोड़ोगे, so when those cows and buffaloes move, your dog is going to help them move around the different pasture land. So dog is going to be the guard, or you can say he is going to be the herd leader kind of, जो help करेगा to the owner so that the entire group of animals can move successfully from one pasture land to the other and come back to the farm safely. So for dogs are going to be for that reason. Cats जो होंगे, they are going to be for keeping the barn. Barn is nothing but the farm. So keeping the barn free from rodents. So जो rats या mouse होंगे, उसको ये cat पकड़ के खा जाएगी, so that the milch animals that you are keeping at the dairy farm does not get infected because of these rodents. So for that, along with the milk giving animals, you are going to have dogs and cats in the dairy farm. So now what are the processes and what are the systems which are going to be helpful so that you can improve and you can increase the yield of the milk? So पहले तो हमें increase करना है quantity, और quantity जैसे increase होगी, हमें quality को भी increase करना है. So how you are going to increase the quantity as well as quality? So सबसे पहले आपको try करना है to have a very good source. So source of milk is going to be the animal. So animal की breed अच्छा होना ज़रूरी है. So you have to select a very good breed which is going to be high yielding potential breed, जो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा दूध provide कर सके. वैसी breed को if you are going to choose and keep into your dairy farm, no matter what, you are going to get higher milk production. So along with the higher yielding potential cow, or buffalo or any other animal, you also need to combine the resistance of diseases. So अगर उसको disease नहीं होता है, if the animal is resistant to diseases, then she can provide the highest quality and highest quantity of the milk as per her capacity. So अगर उसकी capacity high है as per the breed, but if the cow is having some or the other disease, then that capacity is going to be decreased. So for that reason सबसे पहले उसकी breed यानी genetically she should be having higher capacity for potential to have higher quantities of milk, as well as for your benefit you should also give resistant to diseases. सेकेंड इम्पॉर्टेंट होता है कि आपने अच्छी गाय की ब्रीड या बफेलो की ब्रीड तो ला ली, बट नाउ व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू कीप दैट particular animal for your production, you need to have a very good housing system. अगर आप अपने घर पे समझो कोई डॉग लाते हो या you also bring some of your guests at your place, do you have your house very dirty? No, you are going to have your house which is going to be well cleaned. You are going to have everything at its own place. वैसे ही if you are having the animals at your shed, at your dairy farm, उनका घर है nothing but the farm. So for their housing system also you should keep it very nice, in clean conditions. सो वहाँ पे कैटल जो भी होगी उसको वेल हाउस्ड कंडीशन में रखना है, उसको अच्छे से कवर्ड एरियाज में रखना है, सो दैट शी शुड नॉट बी इन डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट टू सन. शी शुड ऑल्सो हैव एडिक्वेट वाटर, कि आपको जैसे घर में पानी 24/7 की नीड होती है, similarly even those cattle should have 24/7 water availability and they should be kept disease free. So अगर आपको लगता है that the particular animal is going to suffer from diseases, then the disease free conditions should be maintained so that it can be prevented. The third important thing, after you have the good breed, now you have kept her in a good house, now it's the time to feed her good so that the milk production is going to increase as well as the quality is going to improve. So अब वो जो खाएगी उसके ऊपर मैटर करेगा कि उसका दूध कैसे आ रहा है. So the feed should be made or prepared in a scientific manner so that there is going to be all the sufficient nutrients, minerals or whatever she needs to have the best of her capacity is going to be provided through the scientifically prepared feed. So all the quantity and the quality of the feed for the fodder should be maintained. यानी जो भी वो खाएगी वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अच्छी कैपेसिटी में कन्वर्ट होके the milk is going to be produced. So what kind of feed should you give to a cow or a buffalo or any other milch animal? So it should have two major contents of the feed. The first one is going to be the roughage. So roughage क्या होता है? roughage में it is going to be the fibrous meal. So high fiber content होगा. So high fiber के लिए you are going to add fodder, that is going to be dry grass. So fodder हो सकता है या silage हो सकता है, hay, straw, all those are going to be the cuttings of the plants. So that is going to be the high fiber content meal. जो second type of meal होता है that is going to be added into the roughage, that is concentrates. So concentrates में it is going to be cereals, it can be millets, it can be forage, it can be all the leafy materials, it can be oil cakes यानी उसको fats भी मिल रहे हैं, it can be oil seeds and even animal by products. So generally जो concentrates होते हैं it is going to be low in fiber content, क्योंकि fiber content जो है you are going to provide it with the help of roughage. So now the concentrates are going to be in high nutrient value, यानी आप अगर उनको carbohydrates देना चाहते हो, आप उन्हें proteins देना चाहते हो, you are going to add fats into it, all that is going to come from the concentrate meal. So it is going to be high nutrient value meal, it is easy to digest and all the minerals and vitamins are also going to be added into the feed for the animal. So feed अगर आप बात कर रहे हो तो feed में two major components should be added, that is high fiber content coming from the roughage and other all the ingredients are going to come from the concentrate feed. So when both are going to be combined into scientific quantities, then the perfect feed is going to be prepared and that feed is going to maximize the capacity of the milk production. So after the, you know, the good breed, good housing system, good feed, now it is important to maintain everything. अब maintenance के लिए क्या क्या है? Now all these next points are going to be for maintenance. So आपने अभी सब कर लिया है for the time being, but it should be maintained. So cleanliness is going to be the first thing that comes under maintenance. So cattle should be regularly cleaned. Cattle को बात करना जरूरी है. As well as the cattle being cleaned, even the handler should be clean. So cleanliness and hygiene of both cattle and well as the handler, यानी जो उसको फीड दे रहा है, जो उसका दूध निकाल रहा है या उसको पानी दे रहा है, all those need to be also clean. So the places where the cow is residing, the house should be clean, the water container should be clean, the feed container needs to be clean, the cow or the animal itself should be clean, उसको बाथ देना जरूरी है. All that is going to come under cleanliness. The fifth very important point, that is regular inspections. यानी आपको पहले से पता होना चाहिए, you should take rounds into the dairy farms so that if you can see any irregular activities, then you can note it down, and when you are noting it down you should have a proper record. So अगर proper record है and if you are holding regular inspections, then it is going to prevent any sudden cases into the dairy farms. So अगर आपको कोई inspection में अगर आपको कोई अलग चीज़ notice होती है, so in that case you need to have regular visits of a doctor. So doctor who is going to take care of the animals is veterinary doctor. So regular visits so that the doctor can undergo the vaccination schedule. So vaccines देना ज़रूरी है, and even for the vaccines are of prevention causes, so prevent करेगा उसे. But for the animals who are already deceased, so deceased condition में all those animals need to be having good treatment. So the doctor can come for treatment, all the medicines and everything needs to be given so that the animal can survive and your profit margin should not go down. So with all these 6 important points, you can very well manage the dairy farm, and that would help you to increase the quantity as well as improve the quality of your milk production. So now what are the some examples which can help you to identify the exotic breeds of cattle. Exotic breeds है यानी वो out of India से breeds लाए गए हैं, and these breeds majorly are the four which are going to be very popular in India. The first one is going to be the Jersey cow, which is going to be originating from the island that is Jersey in English Channel. So इंग्लैंड के पास में ये आइलैंड है from where the Jersey cow has been originated. The second cow which is exotic breed is going to be Holstein Friesian. It is going to come from the country of Holland. The third one is going to be Ayrshire, which is going to come from Scotland, and the fourth one is Brown Swiss, coming from Switzerland. So Swiss है, so coming from Switzerland. So once you have understood about this, so most popular or most demanded exotic breed of cattle is going to be the Holstein Friesian, because this particular cow is going to be the best in milk production. So the best breed in exotics is going to be Holstein Friesian. So with this we understood about the exotic breeds of cattle. Now what are the bacterial diseases that can be seen in the case of cattle? So cattle के case में bacterial diseases में first आता है, that is anthrax. So anthrax is going to be a disease which is caused by a bacteria called as Bacillus anthracis, and it is going to be contagious, यानी वो एक cattle से दूसरे cattle तक फैल सकता है. It can affect the cattle, that is it can affect cows, it can affect buffaloes, horses, sheep and goats. So yeah, not only in your cows and buffaloes, it can also get spreaded to other livestock animals. Very important, it can also spread to humans. So it is very important that whenever an animal is infected by anthrax, the contamination should not pass on to humans, because animals to infect हो चुके हैं. Now the humans should not also get infected. So precautionary reasons should be maintained. So that precautionary reasons are what? There should not be spreading that is occurring through contaminated food, water and pasture. यानी उनका food हो सकता है, the food that the human is eating, the water the human is drinking or the animal is been given, and even the pastures or the fodder that the animal is provided. So उस सब चीज़ों से भी ये anthrax disease spread हो सकता है. So if the spread should be limited or it should be prevented, so limit करने के लिए तो you have to go for the contamination should not occur, but if you want to prevent the disease then the healthy animals should be vaccinated. So vaccines की वजह से there will be pre-born immunity, and that immunity will help for the anthrax to be fought against into the body, और उसकी वजह से the animals are not going to get infected very easily. So this was for the prevention. अब अगर disease हो चुका है, you forgot to give vaccines or maybe vaccines did not work because of various reasons. So if disease is been outbreak into your dairy farm, now what are you going to do? The deceased animals should be given anthrax anti-serum. यानी medication के रूप में the veterinary doctors are going to provide anthrax anti-serum, which is going to help the deceased animals to get recovered from that disease. So in the photographs you can see how the cattle are going to suffer from the anthrax disease. It is going to be deadly disease if not taken care of. So there are going to be various reasons for the anthrax to spread, that is contaminated areas of food, water and pasture. If taken अगर care नहीं ली गई है, so it can spread to humans as well, and the humans can have blisters and sores like this on their various regions. So here I have also tried to show you the anthrax cycle so that you can understand how the anthrax actually spreads from one animal to other as well as to humans. Now the second important bacterial disease that occurs into the dairy farms is going to be mastitis. Mastitis is going to be again a bacterial disease which is going to occur in dry cows. Now what do you understand by dry cows? Dry cow means the cow which does not produce milk. So one cow that does not produce milk is going to be called as dry cow. Every time the cow does not produce milk, जब भी उसको infant पैदा होगा, that is whenever she is going to give birth to a young calf, and then only the cow is going to provide milk. So the cases when she is not pregnant, she has not given birth, those periods of the year she is going to be called as a dry cow. So जब वो dry cow होती है, generally the cow is susceptible to have the bacterial disease called mastitis. So mastitis को कैसे पहचाना जाएगा? It is going to be symptoms are going to be seen as signs of inflammation in the mammary gland. So mammary gland in the humans are going to be in the thoracic region, but if you consider for the case of cows or buffaloes, you are going to have the mammary glands in the abdominal region. So वो mammary glands जहाँ पे होते हैं, that region is going to be called as udder. So udder of the cow is going to be inflamed. There is going to be swelling and redness along with painful conditions. So that is going to be the symptoms and the signs of the bacterial disease mastitis. और अगर कोई cow में mastitis हो जाता है, then whenever the cow comes back into the production of milk, तो उस टाइम पे उसका मिल्क प्रोडक्शन कम हो जाएगा, वो मिल्क की क्वालिटी इज गोइंग टू डिक्रीज एंड दैट इज नॉट बेनिफिशियल फॉर द प्रोडक्शन. सो अगर आपको काउ को बचाना है, देन यू शुड ऑलवेज go and check in the dry cows especially, so that the mastitis infection should not occur. So for that reason you need to keep the udder clean. So the mammary gland should be kept clean. If the cow goes and sits into some muddy areas, all those udder should be cleaned. यानी वो सारे maintenance things that we studied about in some slides earlier, all those maintenance habits should be taken care of कि ये सारे disease outbreaks नहीं होंगे and your quality and quantity increases rapidly. So you can see here I have tried to show you the normal udder in the first photograph, and the second photograph is going to highlight you the inflamed or the infected mastitic udder. So mastitis may your veins are going to be much more clear because of the swelling, because of the inflammation, and because of the inflammation it is going to turn red, and if you touch it, it is going to be painful for the animal. So these are going to be the little openings, or also called as teats, from where the milk is going to be extracted. So all those areas are going to be affected into mastitis, and it is going to be reduction in milk production as well as milk quality. So mastitis you can also see how the milk transition occurs. This is going to be the normal milk, or you can say the milk that is going to be a good quality milk, but this milk is going to be infected milk. So you can see the difference between the two. So you do not need such curdled milk, you need the normal good quality milk, and for that reasons you need to avoid the mastitis conditions. Now about the viral diseases. हमने पहले देखे about bacterial diseases. Now one of the major viral disease, that is rinderpest, or called as cattle plague. So rinderpest or cattle plague is going to be a viral disease that is going to spread in all fluids and secretions of the body of the deceased animal. So it is going to be spreading very rapidly. जैसे you now know that a viral disease has taken over the world population, that is coronavirus. As a viral disease spreads at a very faster rate, similarly many years ago, that is in about 1954, there was a massive outbreak of that viral disease, that is rinderpest. So rinderpest was spreading out at a very large scale, and it was going to spread because of the direct contact of the patient animals. यानी जिनको भी disease हुआ था वो जब भी किसी contact में आते थे, that might be food, it might be water, the workers, their clothes, even flies was the contributing agent for the spread of the disease. So उसकी वजह से it was very important, it was very highly desirable that all the healthy animals get vaccinated so that they can be saved from this deadly disease of rinderpest. So for that reason there was a massive vaccination program arranged in India, and in 1954, now after the vaccination program, there was no risk of this rinderpest to be deadly because of the vaccination. The immunity was developed, यानी जब भी rinderpest का शिकार होते थे animals, they could get much more recovered from the medicines that were provided to them. So बिना vaccination के हो सकता था that they might have died, but now because of vaccination these are going to be saved after few doses of medicine. So generally in rinderpest you need to remember the symptoms like the 3 Ds. So there can be diarrhea, yani loose motions होंगे, there might be discharge, and at the fetal conditions there can be death occurring for the cattle. So you can also see the diarrhea or the dysentery, that is loose motions होंगे, there might be foul breath or sores into the mouth, there might be discharge from eyes, nose and mouth, there might be fever and even dehydration because of diarrhea, that is fluid is thrown out of the body, as well as discharge that is going to be occurring. So that was about the deadly disease viral, that was rinderpest. Now we come to another farm management, that is poultry farm management. हमने पहले देखा about dairy farm management जहाँ पे we were producing milk and milk products. Now we are going to see about a new farm, or let's take a tour about this poultry farm. So poultry farm में poultry क्या होता है? Poultry is going to be a class of domesticated fowl. So fowl is nothing but the term used for birds. So all those domesticated birds who are going to be used for food, that is in the case of meat, or they can be having eggs that are going to be eaten for the human consumption. So all those domesticated birds generally include chicken. So chicken is going to be a very popular domesticated fowl of poultry. So generally poultry लोगों को लगता है that it is only basically chicken. But no, even poultry consists of ducks, and it can sometimes also consist of turkey and geese in their management. So all those domesticated birds can be come under poultry. So very important two terms that are commonly used in poultry farm management, that is the term boilers. Boilers जो होते हैं, these are the poultry birds which are exclusively raised for the meat production. यानी ऐसे birds जिनको सिर्फ खाने के लिए यानी उनके मीट के लिए बड़ा किया जाता है. One of the very important example or the most common one is going to be Plymouth Rock. So Plymouth Rock is a chicken variety or a chicken breed which is going to be raised for meat production, and it is going to be called a broiler. अब जो layers होते हैं, the layers are going to be the birds which are going to be raised for the production of eggs. So eggs के लिए the very important example that you need to remember is going to be white leghorn. So white leghorn is going to be a layer raised for eggs, and Plymouth Rock is going to be raised for meat, which is a broiler. So you can go through the images. First four are going to show you the major members of poultry, and the last two are going to show you the broiler and the layer respectively. So now what are the different poultry diseases that can be occurring into the poultry farms? अब जैसे हमने dairy farm में सारे managemental practices देखे थे, like you need to have good breeds of the animals, you should have proper housing systems, you should have good feed, you should have cleanliness, you should have regular inspections and the visit of a regular veterinary doctor. So all those 6 points are also going to be carry forward for the poultry farm management. Poultry के लिए भी same laws or same rules are going to be applied. But if you lack somewhere, or if by chance, if by fate, the poultry diseases are going to be attacked into your farm, then you should know what can be some of the diseases that can be seen into the poultry farms. So here we are going to first start with the poultry diseases which are going to be because of the nutritional deficiencies. So deficiencies की condition में कौन से poultry diseases हो सकते हैं? First we will see about them. So encephalomelia is going to be a disease which is going to be because of the deficiency of vitamin E. So अगर उसके feed में vitamin E की कमी है, then there is going to be a disease that is encephalomalacia. So cephalo is going to be the term which is regarding brain. So brain में अगर softening हो जाती है, that is brain tissue is going to get softened into the young poultry majorly, then it is going to be because of the vitamin E deficiency. And if you get a chance to go and experience the young chicks of who are suffering from this disease of deficiency of vitamin E, you can see that if clinical appearance is going to be like the chick is always banging its head because the chick is going to be in pain because uska brain soft हो चुका है, there is fluid filled might be. In all that conditions, it might seem that the chick has gone crazy, it has gone mad. So for that reason also encephalomalacia is also called as a crazy chick disease. So that is one more thing that you can remember as an additional point for your knowledge. So second important disease that can occur, that is coccidiosis. Coccidiosis is going to be spreaded because of a protozoa which is going to be causing coccidiosis into falls. So it can be in adults or it can be in young chicks, and it is going to be a symptom that can be seen as a bloody diarrhea. So bloody diarrhea अगर chicks में मिलता है, or if you see anywhere that the chick is undergoing the bloody diarrhea, then you should always go and check for coccidiosis, as it can spread very rapidly into the poultry shed. क्योंकि उसका एक reason है that the birds are going to attract to colors. So very important point, that is birds attract to colors. So whenever the bloody diarrhea has been seen into the poultry shed, सारे के सारे birds वो particular blood spot पे आ जाते हैं, and when they come to the blood spot, there is going to be infection that is going to spread to other birds as well. सो ऐसे ये कलर को अट्रैक्ट करके, बिकॉज बर्ड्स आर नॉट गोइंग टू हैव मेनी डिफरेंट कलर्स, सो वंस द ब्लडी डायरिया हैज़ बिन नोटिस, सारे बर्ड्स उसके आसपास आके बैठेंगे, और जब वो सारे आसपास आके बैठेंगे, द इन्फेक्शन इज गोइंग टू स्प्रेड रैपिडली इनटू द डिफरेंट बर्ड्स. So that was a little thing extra that I told you about coccidiosis. Next, there are bacterial diseases that can occur. So there are 4 bacterial diseases that you need to understand. The first one is going to be fowl cholera, which is going to be caused because of Pasteurella. The second one is going to be polurum, which is going to be spreaded from the Salmonella polurum. The third one is going to be mycoplasmosis, and the fourth one is going to be spirochitosis. So all these diseases are bacterial diseases which are going to affect the poultry, and there can be various symptoms that can occur through these diseases. Then the viral diseases, which are going to be one of the disease called as Ranikhet or also Newcastle disease. So Ranikhet or Newcastle disease एक ही होता है. When it was first found out in Newcastle area, so for that it was called as Newcastle's disease. When it was found in India, तो इंडिया में उसे क्या बोलते हैं? इंडिया में उसे रानीखेत डिसीज बोलते हैं. So both the diseases are one and the same. In India, first it was found at the Ranikhet village, so it is called as Ranikhet disease. And once it was found in foreign country, that is Newcastle's area, in there it was called as Newcastle's disease. So Ranikhet or Newcastle disease is going to be a viral disease, and it is ranking one of the most serious viral diseases of poultry. So this Ranikhet outbreak, once it has occurred, it is going to affect most of the chicks or most of the poultry birds that you are raising into your farms. So there are many symptoms that can be seen. There's a twisting of neck, there can be paralysis, there can be cyanosis, yani since there is loss of oxygen supply to the particular area, that is called as comb. So you can see up over here in the last photograph, जो रेड कलर का पार्ट होता है, दैट इज मेजरली सीन इन द केस ऑफ कॉक्स, यानी जो मेल पोल्ट्री बर्ड्स होते हैं उनके ऊपर जो कोम होता है, दैट कोम एरिया में ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई नहीं होने की वजह से देयर इज गोइंग टू बी साइनोसिस. सो इट माइट टर्न ब्लू इन और इट कैन टर्न पर्पल इन कलर, and that can be called as cyanosis of comb. There can be facial edema. Edema matlab fluid filled area is going to be called as edema. So अगर edema facial region में हो जाता है, that is facial edema. There can be diarrhea, that is loose motions. There can be a very important or significant symptom that you can see, that is drop in egg production. अगर आप वो सारे पोल्ट्री बर्ड्स को एग प्रोडक्शन के लिए ही पाल रहे हो, सो दैट यू कैन हैव प्रॉफिट आउट ऑफ द सेलिंग ऑफ एग्स, अगर एग प्रोडक्शन कम हो जाएगा, देन देयर इज गोइंग टू बी लॉट ऑफ लॉस दैट यू आर गोइंग टू सफर फ्रॉम. So drop of egg production is also going to occur in the Ranikhet disease, and if all these symptoms are not observed properly, अगर उन्हें proper treatment नहीं मिलता है, then in that case there can be sudden death in the extreme conditions. So Ranikhet is going to be one of the most deadly viral diseases that can occur into the poultry shed. Now the second viral disease, that is about fowl pox. So fowl pox में जैसे humans में chicken pox होता है, similarly the poultry birds are also going to have fowl pox, and fowl pox में there is going to be proliferative lesions into the skin that are going to progress into thick swabs that can be seen in the case of cutaneous form of fowl pox, or lesions can go up to the upper GI tract, that is digestive tract को infect कर सकता है. It can also infect the respiratory tract in the case of diphtheric forms. और अगर ये कम पड़ गया, then even virulent stains, यानी more dangerous stains can also cause lesions that can attack the internal organs in the case of systemic forms. So there are 3 forms of fowl-pox. First is the cutaneous, second is the diphtheric, and the third one is going to be the systemic. So I have tried to show you the image format of this particular forms of fowl-pox. So first important one, that is going to be dry or the cutaneous form, जहाँ पे नॉन फेदर्ड एरियाज हो जाते हैं. देर आर गोइंग टू बी स्मॉल लीजन्स ऑन टू द स्किन दैट लुक लाइक वॉट्स. सो जैसे चिकन पॉक्स में सारे फोड़े आ जाते हैं, सिमिलरली द फाउल और द पोल्ट्री बर्ड इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू हैव सच fold like conditions onto its skin. All the hairs are going to come out of that region. If you consider the wet or the diphtheric form, it is going to infect the upper GI tract and the respiratory tracts. यानी वो जो areas है, these are going to be wet because वहाँ पे continuously saliva or the internal mucous secretions are going to be present. So in that condition, it is called as a wet form. So there are going to be yellow lesions inside the mouth, यानी dry form में outer skin पे दिखाई देगा, so it is cutaneous. And if it is a wet form, there are going to be lesions or there are going to be boil like conditions that are occurring from the inside of the mouth. So I hope you understood about the pox disease. Then we are going to see about the third viral disease, that is infectious bronchitis. So infectious bronchitis is going to be the term which is related to respiratory system. So respiratory system से related है. So now let's understand what are the different points that you need to understand. Respiratory system के related है, that means there is going to be coughing as a symptom. There is going to be rattling sounds, यानी जब breathe in and breathe out होगा, there is going to be sound production. With these you can understand that there is some problem into that particular bird. So in infectious bronchitis, majorly the egg production is going to drop because entire body is going to fight against the disease, and the egg production is going to suffer because of that disease. So egg production कम हो जाएगा और जो भी eggs produce होंगे भी, those eggs are going to be discolored, यानी उनका color सही नहीं होगा. So people would not be ready to buy such eggs. So in a way there is going to be loss if the birds are going to get attacked because of these diseases. So it is very important that the disease outbreak अगर होता है, then the healthy birds should be separated from the infected ones, and the infected ones should get their treatment done at the earliest possible. So symptoms पता करने के लिए कोई changes हो रहे हैं, for that all those 6 points that we have seen for the dairy farm that are applicable also for the poultry farm needs to be taken care every time, as we see for any animal husbandry practices. So after we can see the symptoms like egg production drop हो गया, उनके जो अंडे आए भी, these are discolored, they can be having soft or thin shell, they can have poor albumin यानी जो yellow yolk होता है, the yolk is going to be very watery, वो consistency सही नहीं होगी. All that can be seen in the case of infectious bronchitis. And the last viral disease is going to be bird flu. So bird flu or avian influenza is going to not only affect birds, सिर्फ poultry birds में ही नहीं होगा, the bird flu can also infect to humans and even other animals. So it is very important that when the bird flu attack has come, the humans should also take protection. Other poultry birds should be provided protection as well as other animals in the surrounding outbreak. So bird flu जो है, it is going to not only affect birds, वैसे ही जो humans में भी spread होता है from the animals. One more disease that we saw was anthrax. So anthrax भी humans को spread होता है, and such diseases that spreads to human, यानी animal से लेकर जो diseases humans तक जाते हैं, those diseases are called as zoonotic diseases. So zoonotic diseases are the diseases that spreads from animals to humans. And now coming to the bird flu symptoms. So birds की केस में जो symptoms होंगे, there is going to be loss of appetite, यानी वो खाना पीना कम कर देंगे, एंड देयर इज गोइंग टू बी सीसेशन ऑफ एग लेइंग, यानी एग प्रोडक्शन बंद हो जाएगा. देयर इज गोइंग टू बी स्वेलिंग एंड ब्लू डिस्कलरेशन ऑफ कोम्स, that is again oxygen supply is going to be cut down at the comb region because influenza hai, yani again the respiratory system is going to be attacked in this viral disease. there is going to be coughing, there is going to be sneezing, there is diarrhea. All that can be seen in the case of birds. अभी अगर birds से humans में spread हो चुका है, then in humans there can be symptoms that are going to be cough, there is going to be fever, sore throat, muscle ache, headache, there can be shortness of breath. All those symptoms can be seen in humans. So with this, I hope that you understood all the diseases in the poultry. You understood the different managemental practices of poultry farm management, and we also saw about the dairy farm management. We also saw the diseases that can spread into the dairy farm. I hope this helped you to understand the aspect of, you know, strategizing the improvement of the quality of food production with the animals aspect. So animal products को कैसे improve किया जाए. So before you knew how to improve them, you should know what are the different conditions that can occur into the animal प्रोडक्शन. सो एनिमल प्रोडक्शन के लिए हमने एनिमल्स के बारे में पता किया, हमने एनिमल्स को कैसे रखना है पता कर लिया, एंड वी ऑल्सो सॉ व्हाट डिसीजेस कैन द एनिमल सफर फ्रॉम. So I hope all this was not boring for you. It helped you a lot in all the ways that it could. So if it helped you in lot of ways, then don't forget to stay connected to Biophilia and to complete all the chapters like this one, so that it could help you to understand the topics in much more detail. If you liked this video and if it helped you in any way to understand the topics in a better way, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and do comments in the comment section so that we could understand that you are understanding the concepts, or you can also tell us that where we should improve. And we will see you soon with the next part of this chapter. Till then, don't forget to study, keep smiling, keep studying hard till we come back soon with the next one. Bye bye everyone. Thank you.